not sell to the public. MCC had to get the product and quantify it, build them so we can get it up. As you can see, we went in there, you're not able to breathe. The place is smelly and stink. How can the feces water fall on the product, then you sell it back to the public? So they will not sell until we finish all the unwholesome product out. Then the Commerce Ministry deal with them. Whether the Commerce Ministry will allow them to do business, it's up to. You have unwholesome product in the warehouse. It is a law. It is a crime against the Commerce Ministry. Then you have the place is dirty. The feces, water from other apartments fall on the product, and you are selling it to the public. So when we finish with the exercise, hauling all the product out, the unwholesome product out, before we can check on our book and involve. If you see things going on and you know it's not okay, it's easy for you to call us that we will be able to bring the people to book. But you work with these people, you know that the feces, water, getting on the product, it been there years in, and you align them to sell it to your brothers, align them to sell it to your sister, align them to sell it to our international partners who are not in the know of this thing that is going on. So we caution our citizens to help us in this process, because this process is a challenging process. We have to get information from people. We call on the Liberian public to help us. If you see anybody doing unfair businesses, selling unwholesome products, you call the Commerce Ministry. We put our hotline out there.
The Inspector General of the Commerce Ministry there speaking, she's Josephine Davis, cautioning Liberians to help the ministry in exposing those selling unwholesome products on the market. The Liberian Senate chamber was a scene of serious attraction Tuesday as senators failed to debate the proposed amendment of the Alien and Nationality Law of the country. The proposed amendment of the Alien and Nationality Law is being sponsored by Grand Cayman County Senator Van Sherman. Following a heated debate, senators were seen arguing, thus questioning on how the proposed amendment originated on the floor of the Liberian Senate. The questions raised by Senator Dan Morales, Daniel Nathan, and Medan Tiaje sparked out serious arguments among senators in Tuesday's sitting. The senators believed the proposed amendment by Senator Van Sherman might be influenced by the executive branch of government.
That's where we are. Do we have an amendment proposed? Amendment of what? But then it's presumptuous for us to discuss an issue that is not before us, that is brought here, and so, yeah, I mean, Mr. Pro Tempore, inasmuch, again I will repeat, we have nothing including in the 21st century of the Republic of Nigeria.
What I want us to get clear, what is the source of this proposed amendment? Where is it coming from? How you got here? How you got here? Who are the sponsors?
Are we proceeding within the context of our protocols? Where is this thing originating from? Is it coming from a committee? Even if it is the committee now, we transfer ourselves into a committee, there's a conjoinment. There is a conjoinment. You are not done the nomenclature by saying, well, no, because we are a plenary, so we are turning to a committee, but the plenary is the committee. That's what we are saying. The question is, and problem, let me cite my colleagues to Article 91 of the Constitution.
A group of senators, including Dan Morales, Daniel Nathan, and Medan Tiaje, debating yesterday. Meanwhile, in a heated debate sitting, Maryland County Senator Dan Morales accused Senator Van Sherman of plagiarism on which he attracted certain phrases of the Constitution to his work. The accusation by Senator Morales led serious agitation between him and Senator Van Sherman, something Senator Sherman demanded an apology for.
Part of what is even being introduced as part of a document, especially that is written even in the official or the original submission of that document presents itself as plagiarism. Plagiarism in the sense that you go to the Constitution of Liberia, extract certain issue and bastardize it and such. I consider that plagiarism. Wait a minute. Hey man, give me a chance, man. Give me a chance. Do not use that kind of word because you don't understand that word. Plagiarism? Plagiarism? You know that word? Wait a minute, you're president. The man does not understand that word. Where you come from? You do not know the definition of that word. Don't use it. Don't use it.
A scene of drama there at the chamber of the Liberian Senate. From the Senate, we cross over to the House of Representatives, where that body's leadership has been authorized to further probe a Justice Ministry opinion regarding the loan agreement between government and Acton Finance PT. A recent communication to the legislature by President George Weah confirmed the loan agreement between Liberia and Acton Finance. The loan agreement estimated at little over $536 million US, when negotiated and approved, will go towards the pavement of the coastal highways and the construction of mini stadiums in some counties. Justice Ministry, in its opinion Tuesday, said a loan due has been legal. Justice Ministry's opinion on the Secretary of Ministers, Musadin, further encouraged that body to proceed with the ratification. However, a motion by Moswater County District 8 Representative Akaros Gray was later amended by his fellow lawmaker Larry Nyankwe. Representative Nyankwe, in his amendment term, the Justice Ministry's opinion to that body as unprecedented.
With the reading of said communication from the Justice Minister and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia providing further opinion and clarity on the financing agreement, and being that this financing agreement should form a part of the current budgetary approval, I move a quaterno second that this opinion be submitted to the Budget Committee for further consideration if I cannot obtain a second.
So second. I will be ready to vote. For the record. You can add that this is unprecedented, and because it is unprecedented, this particular communication should stop at the level of the leadership, and that the plenary is not forwarding it to the Committee on Ways, Means and Finance because it is very much unprecedented. The movement raised a very important issue, that the leadership takes cease of said communication. And that's your amendment, right? I hereby accept.
Group of lawmakers there during Tuesday's sitting. At the same time, the House of Representatives have lifted its contempt charge against authorities of Sam Darby for allegedly torturing a Liberian citizen. The House also mandated the company to take measures aimed at correcting the alleged malpractices that the company made against John Davis. The issuance of the mandate Tuesday, witnessed by the Executive Director of the National Bureau of Concession, comes barely a month after the House sacked the company to give reasons beyond the alleged torturing. In a heated debate, Representative Kando Weso motion was amended as some lawmakers with the welfare of the victim considered. For his part, Moswater County District 13 Representative Sir Joseph has given the 24-hour ultimatum to the company to address John Davis' medication.
We are giving St. Darby the nurse 24 hours to make sure they take responsibility of the medical care of Mr. John David to start implementing those things. Up to present, John David having gone into any medical care, major medical care. John David was taken care of by his father with a local community clinic within Kitmile County. And if you look at the video of how one of our own citizens, how he was maltreated, you will know that he needs a serious medical care. John Davis should be given an expert medical care, that is, go through all medical tests, and then the next thing is that John Davis should go under insurance. Medically, it's possible that some of the effect may not arise at this point in time the way he was treated. So what you need to do first of all is to give John Davis some assurance, which this company is capable of doing. John Davis should be compensated compensated. This is something that always happens around the world. When you have a major issue as such, you compensate the victim with the fact that the company have admitted after seeing the video and they have apologized. But what they have not done, fellow citizens, is that they have not gone to seek the welfare of Mr. John David.
Sir Joseph is the lawmaker of District number 13 in Maswara County. Meanwhile, Sam Darby, through his head of operations, Ali Kaman, has vowed to implement the mandate of the House of Representatives.
We have received the mandate of the recommendations from the House of Representatives last week. We, Sam Darby, the Honorable, and the rest of distinguished members, we have prepared the reply and we have complied to the individual recommendations made by the committee one by one, based on the timeline given and based on our capacity to fulfill.
The operations manager of Sam Darby, Ali Kama, speaking. The Legislative Watch Secretariat has begun active negotiation for the appointment of watch commissioners in the country. The Legislative Watch Secretariat at a joint news conference Tuesday said it will shortly engage President George Weah on this matter. The chairman of the group, Senator Jonathan Karpis, said partners supporting the watch sector in the country have shown interest for the appointment of watch commissioners that would address the issues confronting the water, sanitation and hatching sector in the country.
And we try to work with this new government to make sure that we can put into practice. Currently where we are, I'm glad that we have a now working framework that is secretariat that will be able to out of the technical work while we do the different work at our level. And so one of the things I think we need to do is to do a communication to the president between now and Thursday, giving him a summary of the entire process and asking him for an audience, in which we will be able to carry the partner, discuss about, the appointment of the commission. However, we also, I'm hoping that we'll make a representation with the Ministry of Finance and the different committee of both houses on the Committee on Ways, Means and Finance to discuss the inclusion of the Watch Commission and or the understanding that all of the funding that have been budgeted for the sector ministries that are currently dealing with watch will be transferred immediately upon the establishment of the appointment of the director. So if we cannot have a new money put in the budget, the option would be if there are money already into different agencies and ministries that has related to water work, those funding will now be remitted upon the appointment and subsequent operation of the commission. I think those are messages that will be taken forward, and I'm hope that we can get some redress.
Grand Bassa County Senator Jonathan Karpis also is the head of the WASH Secretariat. Also speaking in our Youth for Peace and Education and Transparency Executive Director Timothy also underscored the need for President George Weah to appoint the commissioners.
If we don't have anything allocated at all, in the budget for water and sanitation program, they are partners in the country. The last time our champion, the caucus invited most of the donors, the UNDP, the World Bank, all of them came here. And they expressed their interest, but they need the issue of accountability to be assured. So we need an institution that will be accountable. Whatever funding that is go into the sector, we need to be accountable. So they are only waiting to see or to hear the appointment of those commissioners. And we can assure you that our partners, including we the citizens, will give our full support to that process. And during in the absence of our champion, Honorable Willie took the lead. And as you may be aware, recently there was a joint sector review that the executive plan to organize, and we thought that was not necessary. And looking at the budget attached, 139,000. We raised the issue at the level, and after the issue was raised by our honorable there, the budget was reduced from 139 to 40,000.
Timothy speaking, a WASH advocate. The group calling for the establishment of a War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia has vowed to remain unbending in its advocacy for the prosecution of those who perpetrated heinous crimes in Liberia. Franklin Wiese, a member of the group, said, despite the many resistances along the way, they remain committed to ensuring that War and Economic Crimes Court is established.
will say they are undermining this process because ever since this petition was submitted, it beats my imagination that by this time, the petition has not been placed on the floor. You heard that when we presented the petition for the first time, something that really shocked me. The speaker referred to it as ambiguous, only because it was not directed at a particular group of people. But we addressed it to the legislature. So even if you wanted it addressed to the House of Representatives, doesn't it form part of the? We wanted it to be addressed to the Senate. Is the Senate not part of the legislature? But where we saw a contradiction is that, or we could address it to both, concomitantly. And the previous petition was addressed to the national legislature, which is the conglomeration of the House of Representatives and the Senate. So it actually beat my imagination. But we can understand. This kind of a fight is not a fight that sails so smoothly. It's a fight that is going to be resisted because we know some of their colleagues are there and some of them have very stronger ties. They want to use their relationship to influence them, to muzzle and strangle them. But here is where our courage stems from. We have a leader now who is a person who has spoken strongly against injustice. And you saw, even in the most recent retreat in Grand Bassa, what did he say about the Global Witness Report? Anybody found culpable will be dealt with in accordance with the law. So that is the precedent that some people pretend to know that they don't know.
Frankly, we said one of those advocating for war crimes caught in the country. The group calling a police in Grand Jide County are in search of a 47-year-old man identified as Lepote Zoa for allegedly raping the 12-year-old girl in Basin District. According to reports, the incident occurred recently in Harriswad village. As you will hear in this report by our Grand Jide County correspondent, the village is named after the father of suspect Lepote Zoa. As you will hear now in this report by our correspondent Yoti Gebra Yoti, the village is named after the father of Lepote Zoa.
This incident occurred yesterday at about 2 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon in a village surrounding the Senewin area where a 47-year-old man identified as Lepote Zoa tempered with a 12-year-old girl. He took advantage of this time that his family season in rural Liberia, and many of the villagers were on their feet working, and he got out of the village and forcibly raped the girl. So when the girl was screaming for help, before the villagers arrived on the scene, he has already escaped in the forest. One interesting thing that happened when the mother and some other people were taking the girl to the hospital, finding a way to leave the bush. He also jumped at them, almost like trying to hide them so that they can destroy evidence. So later on, when the people came around, he escaped once more in the bush. So at present, he's on the run, and the security have been passing information on most of the community really into the county. When they encounter him, they should arrest him. So we just received latest information this morning that he was making an attempt to cross the Ivory Coast, but he had not been found. In fact, the Zua village, his father is Harris Zua, so the village belongs to his father. And the girl there, her mother came to do some work for them, according to the story. So he just went there and carried on this act. So currently the girl is being rushed at one of the health posts here. That is the Basin Health Center in Gillette Town, where the health authorities there, they are trying to cater to the girl.
What are response from the parents of this girl so far?
Yeah, we got some information late yesterday that the parents were trying to get there to the people so that they can compromise it. But the area that it happened, the former superintendent of the county on Bohemian Zoneway, they found it just next door to that area. He called us on this yesterday, and we were able to go there to get the story. So in fact, he said this story is not going to be compromised because of the age of this man. He should have logic enough. A 47-year-old man going to rape a 12-year-old girl. So this is something that he intended to do. So in fact, he's going to face the law whenever he is arrested.
Gabriel Yoti is our Grand Jide County correspondent. Several contractors of the Liberia Services Corporation Incorporated Tuesday staged peace reporters at the Monrovia City Corporation calling for the MCC administration to handle the affairs of city parking in the country. The contractors who were heard chanting slogans and holding placards with inscription MCC will need their intervention also complained of bad labor practices being meted against them while on the job. The spokesman of the group, Landry Bidio, said the management of the Liberia Service Corporation Incorporated is allegedly using them for a long period of time with little salary.
We are aggrieved parking attendant and wrongfully dismiss employee or contractor of the Liberal Services Corporation Incorporated. We have come with a petition asking you to please intervene on our behalf regarding the parking services in the city. We want MCC to spearhead the parking activities.
Yes. Thank you.
You promise us that you will provide job opportunity for we the young people, most especially the students. And we have also promised with the view of our ideas that upon this coming on MCC, we believe there will be another umbrella created for other people who need job. That every Saturday they will be responsible to clean the street where the car park.
The spokesperson of the group, their Laundry Bidia, in brief remarks, Mayor Koji thanked their protesters for being peaceful in channeling their disagreement.
As lieutenant of the president, whose interest for you cannot be overly emphasized, you have always taught us that your interest must be protected. We want you to exercise restraint, give us the opportunity as your leader so that we can look into it and we can address those needs that you have complained about so that the issue can be solved. We will seek the attention of the management and I will call upon them. And like I said to you, there are ongoing review process and that we are very convinced, not just only you as a president, because the city government must be in the capacity to allocate jobs for its citizens. The city government must be in the capacity to protect its citizenry.
Jefferson Kochi, the city mayor of Monrovia. Meanwhile, the management of the Liberal Services Incorporated has described the protest action as being politically motivated. The spokesman of LSCR, Emmanuel Gaswa, further rubbished the allegation of bad labor practices at the institution.
I don't know what they call benefit, necessary benefit, because I think it has a political undertone.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah, I'm very sure it has a political undertone because we are yet to verify it. I think the decision of trying to incite our parking attendants to wear our t-shirt, they come to where there is no quarrel between them and management. They come the morning, they sign for that booklet. We expect them to be in the street, many that various streets, and then the next thing we hear, they abandon our street, and then they have a protest.
But do you have
and then they go to the president office where that the first ground of the protest. Later on, they go down to City Hall. We getting information that people who even leading the protest are people who are not even in the employ. We don't know them, they don't work here. We don't have record on them. They won't make it called Burka. We don't know that one. When they call Jerry, they need no Yeri. So where is it coming from?
Emmanuel Gaswa. The Liberian Children Representative Forum has called on the National Legislature to put a halt to the amendment of the rape law. The Speaker of the Liberian Children Parliament Forum, Jutumon Turin, said amendment of the rape law, when as executed by the legislature, will increase the number of rape cases in the country.
In the context of a bailable offense, violators or perpetrators to be set free based on the feeling of the police or court has been spelled out by the definition of a bailable law or offense. It's not in the interest and protection of women and children in Liberia. Our fear is that as women and children continue to be victimized of sexual gender-based violence every day, which undermines their dignity and protection, amending the law will create free space for rapists to live in the same environment with victims. Amending the law will increase the rate of sexual gender-based violence in Liberia. Moreover, we the children of Liberia believe that if this law is amended, it will turn to a money-making tool. Because
Speaker of the Children Parliament, Chidubin Torivia speaking, receiving the petition that the co-chair on claims and petition, CB Bashir, assured the Liberian Children Representative Forum that his petition will be addressed by the House of Representatives.
On behalf of the Honorable Speaker of the National Legislature, on behalf of his plenary, receive the document as in the proponents of our Lord that we should all follow such precept. It is my great honor to receive it and forward it to the Honorable Speaker in the plenary. due course in what is contained in your paper. And I hope that the plenary will get back to you in line with the chief clerk to see how best a redress can be fully given to you as in accordance to our law. Thank you once more, and I appreciate you being here today.
CB Bashir is the co-chair of the House's Committee on Claims and Petition. United States Ambassador accredited to Liberia, Christian Erdon, has promised the U.S. government's commitment to improving the learning environment for students at the E.M. Dougherty College of Medicine. Ambassador Erdon said, with the introduction of the new e-learning platform implemented by the U.S. Health Resources Administration, students at the college will remain actively engaged with research aimed at improving their learning ability.
Terrific group of students. First of all, let me say, very committed group of students. We saw students, they're taking time out of their exams from first, second, third year. Also a College of Pharmacy here as well. And, we just can't produce enough here in Liberia, and they're working hard. And also the faculty and the administrators here are doing everything they can to be able to increase the number of healthcare workers at all levels here and in all specialties as well. It takes time. We stand by as a partner to help raise that skill, technical capacity. We were here today to talk about the e-learning platform so that the students and the faculty can stay more up to date on the materials that they're learning and that they're teaching, and to be able to do that electronically and to plug in with other universities across the continent, across the world. That's the fastest way to be able to get up to speed and to make up some of that ground and to be able, hopefully, to produce better quality students, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and also in hopefully a shorter period of time. But we're looking, all what we can do to help other partners as well, World Bank and others. But it's critically important for the life of the nation, for the development of Liberia, and we're committed to doing it in any way we can. Today,
U.S. Ambassador Christian Erdon speaking. Let's now bring you some reactions from our Facebook page on OKFM Liberia. Reuben Cannon. The issue of global witness reports against few Liberians who are alleged must face the full weight of the law of our country. For the Commerce Ministry to again close down another shop is threatening the health of the Liberian people. Good morning, OKFM. My attention has been drawn to the recent Global Witness report, and fellow Liberians, if President Weah can punish Deputy Minister Jemima KOLLIE, what more about those economic vampires who intentionally stole our country's money? Let's wait and see. Secondly, bravo to the hardworking Inspector General of Commerce, Madam Josephine A. Davis, and that was sent by April A.B., the traveler Karsua. This one says, Market Business Center owners should be deported immediately. What if they were not booked? That comes from Joseph Juba. Alfonso Kwanin. Yes, we want these people to be punished by laws. He ends right there. Prince Sheriff. Hello, OKFM. And the peace-loving people of Liberia. I commend the Ministry of Commerce for the robust steps in saving our people. Amir Tokba, thanks to the urging of the Ministry of Commerce, because some of these foreigners already want to harm us in our own country with rotten or spoiled food. Rem Dodo. Good morning, OKFM. I read from a TROKON. Yes, I must have first commented, President. The Presidential Review Committee on the Global Witness case of Exxon Oil due investigation. President Weah, please do due diligence for the peace-loving people of Liberia by punishing those corrupt people. This will serve as a warning to those who want to follow suit. Trust me, our motherland would never fall. Sign. Good morning, OKFM. I'm quite sure that the issue of proposed amendment is a self-seeking interest that is not an influence of any government executive member And if he, Senator Sherman, was to be influenced about a particular thing that could have been a huge push by the citizens of Cape Man and are at the verge of slavery for their own God-given resources so that they can get actual benefits instead of threatening them like animals in their own homeland. Razak Khan, OKFM, I read from Jamaica, wrote, "This is the time for President Weah to prove to the poor, suffering and struggling Liberian people that he is a pro-poor leader. Just by bringing this report to the public attention and implementing it tells how strong and serious the president will be when it comes to fighting corruption. Our eyes are on you to bring them to book, or else." Ambassador Wright, thanks to the Inspector Josephine Davis for being proactive in the discharge of her duty. And please ask your inspectors in the counties to do the same. Maurice Labandan, good morning, OKFM. Let the Inspector General continue her good job. Bravo, Madam Josephine Davis. And then we'll conclude with our comments from Christian Yanti. Good morning, OKFM. OKFM, let me start by establishing my thanks and appreciation to the Ministry of Commerce, most especially the Inspector General, Madam Josephine Davis, who is very much proactive in discharging our duties in fulfillment of the pro-poor agenda by creating an environment that our people can have a healthy and sustainable condition in regards to what they consume as citizens. The art performed by Market Shopping Center is unprecedented, worth not only closure but should be fined as also in order to serve as deterrent to other shopping centers. Let's bring you this last local development. A Liberian prelate, Reverend Michael Hora, has attributed the backwardness of the country to the existence of bad leaders in the country. According to Reverend Hodos, Liberia has been in prison for 171 years due to the downward trend of development in the country.
Liberia has been in prison for 171 years. No road, people poor, no hospital. They cause third world country. We mortgage, God's blessing, and then we are so happy. Why is this going on? So you see, those who can go out and form a clique to give wrong advice to leaders, they want to have favor. So here now, these 25 guys have favor in the eyes of the leader. Now, when people say loud build houses, which means now they have money. Where did they get the money from?
Reverend Michael Holder. This time, Augustine Bill Kollie is back to bring you a summary of international developments.
Health workers in the Democratic Republic of Congo have begun an immunization campaign in an attempt to halt the spread of an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus. The experimental vaccine proved effective when used in limited trials during the epidemic, which struck West Africa in 2014 through 2016. At least 26 people are believed to have died in the current outbreak. Police in the Mozambique's northern Niger province say they are looking for people who assumed the body of a man with albinism. They took his bones for suspected use in witchcraft. Niger provincial spokesperson Alberts Marti said that it was their second attempt on the grave. And U.S. President Donald Trump and South Korea's Moon Jae-in are due to hold talks in Washington amid uncertainty over a planned U.S.-North Korea summit. Last week, the North said it may cancel the summit if the U.S. insists on it giving up nuclear weapons unilaterally. Those were the foreign news.
Augustine Kollie on the foreign developments. On that note, we conclude this presentation of Newsnet on OKFM and 99.5. Many thanks for watching and listening. But before we go, here are the top stories we followed in this presentation of the program. Global Witness says it welcomes commitment by President George Weah to hold accountable those found to have broken the law in the 2013 Exxon ordeal. Once government published an investigative committee's report, Ministry of Commerce Gestapo closes down Mokash Shopping Center for selling unhealthy food products as Commerce Inspector General Josephine Davis cautions Liberians to help in exposing those selling unwholesome products on the Liberian market. Copy, Senator, over debate on the proposed amendment to the Alien and Nationality Law of Liberia. Maryland County Senator Don Moraes accuses Senator Vanny Sherman of plagiarism. He says the lawmaker attracted certain phrases of the Constitution to his work while failing to debate the matter. And elsewhere, health workers in the Democratic Republic of Congo have begun an immunization campaign in an attempt to halt the spread of the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus in that country. Many thanks once more for listening and watching, and the opponents at the controls and handled part of the sounds. Augustine Bill KOLLIE was here with the news bulletin and foreign developments. For more news and information, you can log on to www.okfm.com. My name is TROKON FREEMAN. Thanks for listening.